Hey there, welcome back to the Small Rebellions podcast. I'm Asher, and today we're going to be looking at Psalms 3 God Delivers. And so, honestly, I don't remember writing this one. This was maybe not one of my more memorable ones. Great way to start an episode and be like, you should listen to the end, but these are typically very, very short. Um, and so, I'm just going to read it. I'll have a couple of thoughts at the end. And yeah, here we go. Psalm 3. Lord, how many are my foes? How many rise up against me? How many are saying of me, God will not deliver him, but you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high. I call out to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy mountain. I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me. I will not fear, though tens of thousands assail me on every side. Before I get to the summary that I have on all of that, there's a lot of people that are just like, the Bible's kind of just lovey dovey and, very, what would you call it? Non confrontational. To those of you watching, look what I'm highlighting. I'll read it for everyone again here, real quick. Strike all my enemies on the jaw, break the teeth of the wicked. From the Lord comes deliverance. May your blessing be on your people. Now, then it becomes a really controversial take as to who are the enemies that are yours, who are the wicked that their teeth should be broken. Um, from the Lord comes deliverance. May your blessing be on your people. So, like, who are God's people? Who are the wicked? Whose teeth are getting broken? Whose lives are being blessed? And so that's a loaded question in a lot of different ways. So that's just one thing. Everyone's being like, "Oh my gosh!" It's like, anyway. Here's what I had said at the time 8 years ago. The invocation explains to God a situation of distress and conflict and distress of others projecting doubt on the psalmist. And in that, he says God is his shield and God lifts his head. God answers from his holy mountain, Zion. Another way to say God answers from worship. God sustains us as we rest and sleep. We need not fear. When we seem unpopular and harassed, God will arise and deliver his people and exact justice as he sees fit, because blessing and deliverance come from God. And then I'd also made a Facebook post, and I'm just going to read it for you. And it says, "We are divided. We are a divided nation, but church, let's show the world and our nation what true unity looks like amidst division. That's our challenge starting today, and that's our duty." It's weird to think in the 8 years since I posted this, and the 8 years since I posted, that Facebook post of all things, it's only gotten worse, not just from a global perspective, but even from a religious perspective. I think it's it's pretty darn sad. We are a divided nation. We are in a hostile world, this whole thing. And then the other thing that I say here at the very bottom is, before creation existed, God had the capacity and desire to deliver those who love him. As Christians, we are not called to worry because in 2 Timothy 1:7, we know God did not give us a spirit of timidity, but a spirit of power and love and self-control. In Christ, we are saved, and God has a history of delivering his people by any and all means, including his own son. Although he didn't deliver him the way that he thought he might be delivered or might prefer it. Same goes for us. We might have to die to ourselves to some extent to get through it. In the vein of this new category of blogs, I've been doing, Worship Don't Worry. Psalms 3 is no exception to God showing us the first and best alternative to worshiping him, and that there's no exception to God showing us the first and best alternative is worshiping him, and that we not only find peace in worship, we are also able to find God in worship as we approach Zion, the holy mountain of God. So as we approach God, we're able to find God. The closer, draw near to me, I'll draw near to you, that whole thing. But it's just this entire idea that if you want someone to get you somewhere, you have to go to them. The only postal service that really picks up stuff is the postal service. You throw up the flag, and then you do that, but you still have to, write the letter, pay the postage, and put it in your mailbox. You still have to put things to FedEx or to UPS. You have to go there. Um, Great example that I think that wasn't available to me at this point, but is available to me now. John Wick. If he wants to be delivered, out of, I forget exactly where he's at, so he has to go back to, the house that adopted him, that he's a part of, one of the great families in the whole assassin world that film franchise paints so well. But in order to be delivered, we have to go to the person that's going to deliver us. And so I think, so many times we think, oh, we're just going to get picked up, kind of Uber culture. But no, it's not like that. If we really want to get out of somewhere, we have to go to the person that's going to get us to safety. And I think that's a really, key thing to keep in mind. So anyway, that's today's episode. Really quick, really fast. Again, another 6 minutes or so. Really easy. I hope you guys had fun. I'll see you on the next one.